What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Here you'll find a variety of content. So if you guys end up liking this, give it a like so I know to keep posting more videos like this. If not, well, I'm just gonna keep going with the Apex Legend videos. Yeah, today I'm gonna fucking review Spider-Man 2. Um, Obviously spoilers ahead, so if you haven't played the game and you care about spoilers, don't watch this. I won't show too much spoiler content like gameplay wise. I'm just going to be talking about it. So, yeah, that's your warning right there. But yeah, so I played about 27 hours of this game. That's how long it took me roughly to beat the main story. I beat the game at about 85% completion, and I also did it on the hardest difficulty, which was spectacular. Um, when you beat the game, there is a harder difficulty after that, which is I think it's called Ultimate. But I am certainly not doing that because let me tell you right now, from an average gamer, because I mean honestly, I consider myself average, an average gamer, right? But this game on just spectacular on that difficulty alone was fucking brutal. Like I died so many times. Like I'm gonna show you guys some clips right now of like just me dying because like just to show you like just how frustrating it is. Some of these are in the same mission, and this is just some of it. Like I did not record every single death. If I did, I would have been able to make like a 2 hour long video because I must have died at least 80 times playing this game. It was pretty ridiculous, and yeah, especially the boss fights. Yo, these boss fights are legit. Now I do have a couple friends who are playing it on like uh not spectacular. I think the one below it is amazing, if I remember correctly. And they're not dying nearly as much as me. I don't know if it's because they're that much better than me or if that's just, the difference between the two difficulties. Boss fights, from what I was told by my friends, it wasn't too bad. Like it was nice, challenging, but it wasn't like brutal like my experience. So yeah, if you're playing on spectacular or you want to for whatever reason, expect a little bit of a challenge, especially with the boss fights because yeah, it's pretty rough. But did I have fun? Yes. The game was amazing. It was no pun intended. See what I did there? Let's talk about the gameplay mechanics. So there actually surprisingly aren't a lot of reused assets. Like I was expecting to see, return of multiple gadgets from the first game, but no, really, a lot of them were like pretty new. Um, some of them did have like aspects of the gadgets from the first game. Same thing with like some of the abilities, but I mean, they were reworked in various ways that it felt different enough and unique. So it wasn't just like a copy and paste. Like this is obviously a sequel, and in any sequel, the goal for it is to improve and build upon the previous title. And I think Spider-Man 2 did that just fine. I think they did an amazing job at it, actually. There's three separate skill trees, one for each Spider-Man, and then one for both combined. Um, so there's plenty of abilities to test and familiar yourself with. Just like in the first game, stealth gameplay is there. It's more or less the same, honestly. However, there is one thing that makes it a lot more, I don't want to say easier, but more flexible this time. And it's this little gadget that basically makes like it's a line you can shoot across in front of you and just walk on it. So like if you're trying to get in like a tough spot where like there isn't like a pole or something to be on, you could just zip this line across the room and walk over it and like walk throughout the middle of the room while still having the height advantage and not be seen by the enemies. So that makes it a lot more easier. But it isn't as easy as Miles Morales, because in that game you could just turn on the camo and you were like, invisible, and you could literally do a lot of things with that. You can still do that if you play as Miles Morales, but if you're playing as Peter Parker, um, you won't have that ability, right? But yeah, I mean the stealth gameplay was great. I liked it, just as fun as the first game. So all right, so the main story was good. It was super emotional, just like the first one. Um, I don't think it was as sad as the first one. However, there was a lot more like emotional trauma involved with this one, because I mean, it's a Spider-Man story. There's always going to be some trauma involved in a Spider-Man story. Um, Especially when you do the boss fights, like the dialogue there is just amazing. And when I say it's amazing, I think it's like top tier. Like you when you hear some of the things said by these characters, you're like, "Damn. Yo, chill." Because it's just like it's actually pretty insane some of the insults that are said. Um, and so yeah, it gives you this emotional roller coaster ride, and it's great. I love it. It's a perfect Spider-Man story. The pacing of the story was really well done. It didn't feel rushed or too slow at times. Um, I think it was a great pacing overall. Honestly, I never found myself not interested in the main story. The character development, with the exception of that deaf chick, I forgot her name, but the chick that Miles Morales falls in love with. Besides her, everybody's character development is pretty well done, especially with the villain Lee. He made a pretty big impact on the story, surprisingly. All the other characters, Peter Parker especially, they have character development. So one of the best instances in this game where I can see like just awesome character development was obviously with symbiote Spider-Man, symbiote Peter Parker. When he gets that symbiote, it is just like Bully Maguire from the original Spider-Man movies. It is awesome. You get the smack talk, the rudeness, everything you would expect from symbiote Spider-Man. And he grows off of that and learns to come back from that, and it's just it's a great thing to see and play through. Um, MJ had a huge part in the story as well. There was a lot of great emotional talks between her and Peter. So the main villains are Craven the Hunter and fucking what's his name, Venom. They were awesome. Craven was his dialogue was brutal, and I loved it. It fit the character so well. Um, you loved Craven. You thought he was a badass because not only did he look like a badass, but this guy was like spitting out facts, like quotes, and it was just awesome. And then Venom on the other hand, Venom was like legit Venom. When you think of Venom, that was a perfect representation of it. Can't get any better than that. Like that was Venom right there. And it was awesome. It was great. So the performance, I actually played on the setting where it prioritized graphics over performance. So I believe it was at 30 FPS, which actually didn't feel bad at all. I didn't have any FPS drops, nothing like that. Um, Bugs. So I actually the entire run through while I was playing within the first 27 hours of this game, I didn't run into a single major bug. The only thing I ran into was one little glitch. One enemy, one of the hunters that I was like beating the crap out of, kind of like phased through the wall a little bit, and that was it. The entire first 27 hours of me playing this game, I didn't run into a single bug. And then I finished the game, and I ran into like several bugs, not game breaking bugs, but just several of them. I'll put one up right here so you can see one. This one was the only major bug I ran into, which is why it was the only one I recorded. Um, but yeah, I mean, Any bad things about the game? So far, the only gripe I have with the game is one side mission. So I finished most of the side missions, but there was one that I just came across, and it was with that deaf chick from the one that's in love with like Miles Morales, right? She is like you just don't care about this character. There's no character development with this chick besides her and Miles like having like a thing now. Um, but yeah, there's a mission where you just like spend like 15, 20 minutes, I think, just spray painting walls and like telling some artist that, oh, you're good, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. Your art is amazing. It's beautiful. And that's it. Like that's the mission. It's a side mission, right? But like I think they could have done a little more with that. Other than that though, everything else is fine. So yeah, that's about it.